Hi everyone and welcome back to our podcast. I hope you enjoy your stay. We are Similarly Opposites, basically two friends that have an Instagram page. Then it led to the natural progression of making YouTube videos on our own channel, and then we thought a podcast is a great idea. So here we are. My name is Sakeenah.
And I'm Reza-Astrid.
And basically in this podcast, we invite you into our conversation, catch up on the week, just talk about current affairs and also our travels and travel tips. Now, we haven't been everywhere, but we've been a few different places and not the same place. So therefore, we thought we'd share our experiences with you as well, because a lot of people do ask us about that. So yeah, we're just going to jump in and I'm going to ask Reza how a day was.
My day was hectic 9-9. It was busy from the moment I stepped into the church office to the moment I walked out. Last night we found out that we are able to open up the church for services starting this Sunday. So today was making sure that the booking website is working, up and running, and that people are able to book and that nothing goes wrong with that. And then making sure that everyone got the email and the details on how to book. So it's a bit stressful, especially because I'm in charge of, I was in charge of making the booking website. But I didn't make the website by scratch, thank goodness. You know how great Google is? I just want to shout out Google because we were going to use
the whole search engine.
Just the whole search engine, because for multiple reasons. Firstly, we were going to use a different website to do bookings. First, I was like, oh, maybe like Google, what's it called? Google Forms or Google Survey, something like that. We were going to use that at first, and then a colleague of mine was like, no, you have to use this other program called Setmore. And then I tried to figure it out. I was like, this is going to take me weeks to figure out, to make it work smoothly. I just typed into Google church bookings, and websites came up from local companies who have created websites where local churches can, do everything. And it was so quick and easy. They had an 8-minute YouTube video on how to do everything. I watched that, and then in less than an hour, I had all of our things uploaded, and I was like, oh wow. That, and then yesterday, another colleague of mine, she came up to me, she's like, Reza, my iPhone, people are saying that they're calling me, but it's going straight to voicemail. And so I was like, surely then, your do not disturb is on or something. She's like, no, I put it off already and it's still not working. So I was like, okay, give me your phone. And so she thought I was going to mess around and play and see what's wrong. And I was like, I don't have time for that. So I just went to Google. I was like, iPhone not going straight to voicemail. Popped up, showed me what to do, done. And I was like, here's your phone. It's fine. It's fixed. And she's like, what would you do without Google? I was like, I would have to sit here for hours trying to figure out what the real problem is, and now I don't have to. How was your day today?
My day was good. It was a very full day. I'm very tired. My throat is also a bit of a niggle. Mm-hmm. I'm like, is it the Rona? Speaking of, it was Saturday was super full because the weather was great and whatever, and so matrics, not in my school, disclaimer, but matrics went out in the town. They were we 18 now, we didn't have a chance to go out this whole week. Mm-hmm. One of them got corona. They were in a club. All the schools over here have been affected because they were all together and they're all in matric. And if you miss an exam this year, you have to rewrite in July next year. You're not going to be able to do into one jaw. I
die. Next year, July. No, firstly, you got corona because you went out clubbing just for a fun time, a good time. I'm young and hip and happening. And then you might be sick. Well, for the next 2 weeks, you can't write. But luckily, I think the exams only start end of October. So there is still 2 weeks.
Exams start in 15 days.
Oh.
So they needed to stay at home. The schools are saying, don't even bother.
Yes.
You don't have a last day. That was your last day.
You
stay at home.
Oh, shame. Okay. Hectic. I didn't know that. That's never things like that is what interests me, but those things are never on the news. So it's a bit the fact that kids went out and now.
No, I found this news out. I'm not even joking. 30 seconds before I put this on.
Was on the news?
No.
Oh, where was
it? Scoop.
Oh, exactly. That I want the inside scoop. But yeah, yo, that's crazy. Especially because
A
end of
little bit of
exam,
tease. Yeah.
and then not to be able to write until July next year. So that means you can't go to university. Okay, we'll give good vibes for those kids that they'll all recover and be fine by
I'm
the
so
time
stressed
they
for the
write.
matric. Shame. Bless. I'm so glad. The matrics and the final year students, I'm so stressed for them. They're not going to have a graduation. Like, because it's a year ago today, obviously, I mean, a year ago, this week was like my final year's dance and a lot of final classes and final this and final that and graduation. And now they're not going to have any of it. Like, it's actually so sad.
It is devastating, especially because 2020 was like, you know, if there ever was a year where you wanted to graduate, just so it sounds cool,
Nice,
like
yeah.
2020, and now everyone graduating in 2020 has had a meh graduation. Yeah, it kind of sucks. It does suck.
It's horrible. It's horrific. But yeah, anyway, my day was good. Been up since 7. No, I've been up since 6. Left home at 7. Had a full day of class. Just information overload. Like, honestly, information overload. You're like, yes, no, da-da. I had a class at 12. I started my lesson for the class at 12 at 11:30.
Why so early?
Did it because I refused to work on holidays. I was like, I'm not preparing anything, and also like it's a continuation of what we were doing last term in any case. So yeah, but now I'm done for the year. Basically, I did a presentation. I did a presentation. It was 8 slides. It was the last 8 slides I needed to do for the year.
Nice.
So it's done. But now I need to like figure out other work. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, just hold on.
So what do you see on the internet? What do you see on the internet? Google. Just a shout out to Google in general.
A shout out to Google, and also I saw I think it was a photo, but it was a photo of a number plate that said, and I was like, I actually want this number plate. The number plate said OMW, the number 2 FLY. So on my way to fly. And I was like, genius, I need this number plate. How do I get my number plate changed? That was the only cool thing I saw on the internet this week. Other than that, no, that was like the only thing. The only thing I've been doing this past week was stressing about work. So there was nothing else to check out on the internet or anything like that. And I don't think I saw anything revolutionary this past week. Maybe, I mean, BTS have been giving us videos daily, and they've been performing live daily, it seems, because every 5 minutes on YouTube I'm getting a notification about BTS either doing an interview or doing like a performance, whatever. And I've just really been enjoying that a lot. And yeah, I think that's everything from my side. I really like that number plate. I know it's very corny, but I think the person who had I saw that number plate in a vlog of a flight attendant, and she was at the airport. So that was clearly either a pilot or a flight attendant or someone in like crew, airline crew who had that number plate. And I just thought, genius. Like I might never become a pilot, but I can get that number plate, and people can wonder, is she a pilot?
But the thing is, like, I don't like it because OMW isn't like an acronym, and then fly is a full word.
Yeah, because I mean, you don't have space for.
But then why did it say OMS2F?
No,
it's
OMW2 with the letter 2 fly.
Yeah.
FLY.
But why is fly written out in full?
Because that's the sound.
There's no coherence, there's no consistency.
Oh my word, Sakeenah. Doesn't matter. It's a number plate.
No.
I'm gonna get that number plate. I'm gonna rock up at your house. I'm gonna say, get in, loser. We're going flying.
I'll be like, let's go. I don't care what your number plate says as long as I get to the airport.
And I've been saying vroom vroom and the zoom zoom like this whole past week. So when I saw that, I was like, this is great. What about you? What did you see on the interwebs?
I've seen a lot of things in my time.
Okay.
I'm joking. You know, like you told me earlier on, you have a video for everything. And a video that has resonated with me that I found this week was, if a boy or man disappoints you, you don't say I'm mad. You don't say I'm disappointed. You don't say I'm hurt. You say, cool, I'm just a little less interested in you right now.
Oof. It hits differently.
And I love it. TikTok, thank you. That was amazing. Amazing. Like, imagine someone says, oh, sorry, You're like, it's fine, just a little less interested. I'm like, that's a power move.
It is a power move, but especially if someone has made plans with you, or they've said they'll do something, or, you know, they said, like, I'll call you at a certain time. And then you as the person, naturally, even though you say, like, you're not waiting by the phone, but you're still naturally waiting for that phone call, waiting for that date, waiting to meet them. And
especially if you're a planner.
Yeah, especially if you're a planner.
Yeah. So
I
love that. I saw that on not Tinder. I saw that on TikTok.
Are you malfunctioning there?
Today in class, I had to read something, and I was like, and they're like, ma'am, are you okay? I'm like, the words are not coming out. It's like, I don't know why. So I was like, I'm reading way too slowly. Let me read faster, then I'll be more efficient and like fluent.
Oh my word. The exact same thing happened to me last Thursday. I was talking to a colleague. I was like, like every second word was a mumble jumble, and I was just like, what's going on here? What's going on? And then I just realized I just need to breathe in between the words. I can't just like say everything at once.
Yeah. Do you want to jump on straight into our next country?
Yes. So last week we were in the Netherlands. We were in Rotterdam, and from Rotterdam my brother says Rotterdam. Sorry.
Rotterdam.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Netherlandish people. What are they? No? Dutch. Always forget that they're called Dutch. Oh my gosh.
Please leave this in because immaculate times. The
Netherlandish. Anyways, we left the Netherlands, and Belgium was originally. We left the Netherlands and we went to Belgium. And Belgium was originally either going to be it was always going to be a stopover or like a layover, or a country that we were maybe going to go and sleep over in on our Europe trip, because I have a cousin who currently lives there and studies there, and my parents really wanted to see her since she turned 21 last year, a couple of weeks before in December. So we were definitely going to Belgium at some point in the trip. We just had to figure out when. And it happened to be that we got to go right after Rotterdam. And we took a train from Rotterdam to Ghent. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And met up with my cousin, and we spent a full day with her. And then we left by car to the next destination. So that's what happened. So we were in Ghent for, I want to say properly, like 6 hours, 5 hours. It wasn't a lot of time, and because it was winter, it was cold, it got dark really early, and we didn't really have any set plans or set things we wanted to do. We just wanted to kind of adventure and see what Ghent had to offer in a really short space of time. So with that being said, Sakeenah, highs and lows, pits and peaks, what can you remember? What did you enjoy? What didn't you enjoy?
Okay, so when we were there, it was 29th. It was the 29th of December, and there was still Christmas markets going on. Again, videos down below. There were Christmas market going on, and it was very old. was just very old. And it was weird because Rotterdam was like burnt down to the ground and rebuilt and super modern. And then we went to Belgium and things were like ancient, like super old, like brick castles, moats, kind of a thing. And I like that architectural vibe of it. And I also liked Peak was, why is this? Okay, sorry. Peak was Ariel taking us around the town and like actually explaining things to us as we walked on and I walked by, and then not like, oh, here's the Christmas market. Here is a stroopwafel. No, they don't do stroopwafels. Here's a poffertjie or something, whatever. She didn't just do that. She'd be like, okay, so this building is where blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah happened. Basically, we went on a walking tour, and Ariel was the guide. I like that. I really, really like that. And mind you, okay, this is my pit. My pit was, we went out in Rotterdam and didn't sleep. We went into another country. I still didn't sleep. And I was just like, drained. So I could have been more enthusiastic, and it's my fault completely, and I take ownership of that. But that was, I was like not miserable, but I was just like over like everything. I was like, I am exhausted. I just need to sleep. That's why I really liked when we came back to the house. And we just like sat around the table and like was like super family vibes in like a family home. That was also great. Love that, because it also just gave you a moment to like
breather.
Rest isn't a luxury, it's like an essential thing. So that was great. What is your puts and peaks?
Before I get to my pits and peaks, just like that's so important to remember, especially on a holiday, that rest is still a necessity. And so easy, like when you're going out all the time and you're seeing everything, that you say, oh, I'll just sleep at the next destination, I'll just sleep later. But later you want to do things, and then it does catch up to you, because my pit would be that as we were leaving Ghent to go to our next destination, I got really bad period pains, and my whole mood just changed as well, because I was just so tired. I was miserable. I was like, ugh. I didn't want to be with people. And it was because of, when you really think about it, it was the lack of sleep and just the go that we had up to that point. So that was my pit. I enjoyed Ghent a lot. It was different. It was interesting to see, like you said, the difference between Ghent, Belgium, and the Netherlands, like Amsterdam and Rotterdam, because it was just so different in many ways. And I also enjoyed the tour that Ariel took us, because she like would, we did feel like we were in a walking tour, because she's like, okay, stop here. And she said, look at this building. What do you see in this building? And then it's like a whole history lesson. And she also showed us like the castle, and how if you're like born, whenever a baby's born, then the castle will like, I think
there's a lamppost that lights up.
Yes. And
castle.
Yes, and because she was born in Belgium, the same thing happened when she was born, so it was super special. It was also really nice to be with my cousin Ariel, and with my cousin Caitlin, and with Renier, and then all four of us together, because we're like the youngest, the four youngest cousins. So it was special. It was again nice to see Ariel's grandparents again, to be in their house, and to have like a Belgium cooked meal. And like again, it was such a nice in between break, if I could call it that, because we could just like sit, relax, and kind of just feel like, okay, you're in a family home, there's no rush or anything like that. And yeah, I enjoyed that a lot, and I think I would go back to Ghent. I don't know what I would do necessarily, because it didn't seem like there was lots to do, but it's also because we were literally there for 5 hours, so there wasn't time to do anything, and because it was super cold, so we were rushing against time to, you know, go for the supper and then like leave again. But I think it was a cool country to insert into the other countries that we got to see on this tour, because it was so different. And I think the next country we go to next week is a mixture between the oldness of Ghent and like the young and hip newer places of Amsterdam and Rotterdam.
You didn't say a pit.
I did. My pit was that I was tired. There wasn't any other pit really.
No, I also think like we shouldn't like now. I feel like again we're looking for like pits.
Yes, exactly. It really isn't.
Yeah, and the pits are very personal. Like this time, it wasn't like something catastrophic happened or whatever.
It didn't.
It was just us being tired, and
which was our own fault.
Which I also kind of feel bad for you because you said that you didn't want to be around people when you got your period and stuff like that. But the thing is, we were all in an Uber and she couldn't go anywhere. Like, she didn't even sit in front because she was like, you need to go entertain the driver now, Sakeenah. And so I had to sit in front. And I don't know how long we were in this.
So long! We were
so long. We Ubered like from Ghent to Paris. And it was like in like, they have like big car Ubers, like a 7-seater, whatever we were. And I think I talked to this man in my broken French, broken English. He was like a little bit here, a little bit there, and we could speak a bit about stuff or whatever. But he was like super cool. He was like dope. I was like, so we need to go to Bath because Reza and her family wouldn't be like, hi, can we stop at the next stop? They were like, in Afrikaans, Sakeenah, go and ask him if we can stop for the bathroom.
You could speak fluent French. You and my brother were all the way.
And then I also fell asleep at a point. I don't know when. But I remember when we were in the Uber and we got off at that like petrol station thing. There was like a layer of like. Now I'm thinking of the French word and I can't get the English word. There was a layer of like ice on the floor. It was super slippery. And I remember Reza was being so moody. Like I just got out of the car to like stretch my legs and like stand outside and he was just like, ugh, going to the bathroom. So you could definitely already at the gas station, I say, check the vibes. It's going to be different in Paris. Like in terms of the people, the places, just like this man's interaction. He had so many stories as well. But I also got to sleep, which is amazing. And I'm excited to tell everyone else about our Parisian adventures. I feel like we were in Paris long.
We were. We were there for like a week.
That was long.
A whole week we were in Paris. That's why.
No, we were there for longer than a week.
Yeah, because it felt like each day.
So much.
We weren't.
We went to the Eiffel Tower 4 times. Like,
and it was because the first half of our Euro trip, I like calling it our Europe trip, was very like go, do everything, see everything as quickly as possible because we only got 2 days, 3 days, you know. And then we got to Paris and we're like, I think after the 3rd day we were like, so long. What do I do now? But we'll talk about that next week and we'll share more about our trip. But as usual, this is a very short podcast. Well done.
Yeah, super short. Hope you guys don't mind because the other ones are like an hour long.
Yes, next week's might be 2 hours long because we have so much to talk about. But thank you so much for joining in today's episode. We will see you next week. And as usual,
same place.
Yes, as usual, all the details will be down below. So check it out. And we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.